These are the last 2 weeks of our WeFunder raise campaign, and I wanted to review for everyone both existing investors, new customers of LookyLOO, and new followers because you're interested in the product or you're interested in a possible investment. But I wanted to give you a review as we finish out strong for the year. And for today, I want to focus on the actual end user, the consumer who uses our platform as they consider and get started on considering a move. And over the last 6 months, LookyLoo has grown from hundreds of users a day to thousands of users a day. And in fact, November was the first month in which we crossed over 100,000 users. Really exciting. And while we absolutely think the product is driving a lot of this word of mouth, social distribution of people who are sharing that they've used it, SEO, all sorts of reasons that we've been, pushing for, but also just the market in general is kind of blown up for people who are really ready to move and are starting their plans to move. And we've talked in the past about all the reasons from this. Work from home, really obvious. But another one that I think people kind of know about, but it's something that's called the silver tsunami. And it's because the largest number of 65-year-olds ever will be turning that number next year, and it'll be the biggest retirement in the history of this country. And that's going to drive an amazing volume of moves, as really as it already has. But beyond that, you've got housing costs that we all know about that have driven people to move or get ready to move as soon as they can afford to move. You've got politics driving so many people to at least take that into consideration if it isn't actually causing them to move from red to blue or blue to red, whatever it may be. Um, and finally, this year has been dramatic in terms of the environment, causing people to consider whether they want to be on coasts, in flood regions, fire regions, all of it, insurance company, question marks, just all these factors causing people to think and rethink what they're going to be doing now and in the coming years, particularly as interest rates, start to stabilize and we think continue to come down a bit. In fact, it's anticipated that next year there's going to be a 9% increase in home sales, and then 2026 it's looking like 13% increase. So, all of these factors are just really driving our market for sure, and the market in general. And LookyLoo is just sitting there as the only on-ramp for people considering a move, and it's why we're seeing this tremendous growth. Uh, in visits, in usage, in new account signups, across the board, we're really in growth mode and we're excited about it. And in the coming days, I'm going to be doing new updates. I'm going to talk more about our client growth or our customer growth, both on the city and regional side of the business as we start to work with more and more of those groups, trying to drive population and community growth. With realtor partners, we're really excited about the launch we're working on with a realtor partner around the U.S. Navy base in San Diego. Obviously a big, complicated market and a lot of people moving there under a lot of stress and looking for good counsel. And we have a great partner there who's going to support us in a co-marketing effort. And overall, we've been talking about pursuing the military community, which moves a lot, and we're excited about launching that effort in the San Diego market first because it's one of the biggest. But in the meantime, we own the city, and we're the platform focused on helping people navigate those city choices. And as I said at the beginning, we're in the last couple of weeks of the year, finishing our raise. We have about 50,000 left in our discounted rate, and we're about that far away from our overall target of 500K. So we'd love to have anybody who has invested come on back. Anybody who's considering it, we'd love to have you. We're excited about for the prospects for the company, and we think it's a great opportunity for anybody to take advantage of. Thanks, and you'll hear more from me in the coming days.